My child, he wants a future with you, and heaven has seen every quiet prayer where you have asked why the path is so complicated, why the obstacle still stands, why the person who should have stepped aside still remains in place. God says to you now, I have heard your confusion, and I have watched your patience, and I want you to understand that the delay is not denial, it is divine preparation. You see only what is blocking you, but I see the work happening beneath the surface, the shifting of hearts, the silent battles in the spiritual realm, the transformation inside him that must be completed before he can fully walk toward you with the certainty his soul already knows. He wants a future with you because I planted that desire in him. You did not imagine the connection, you did not make up the bond, you did not misinterpret the signs. I have been guiding his heart, revealing truth to him piece by piece, showing him glimpses of who you are and the life you two could build. Even when he tries to ignore it, even when he tries to resist it out of fear, I pull him back to you, because the connection is divinely assigned, not humanly created. But understand this, a divine connection still requires divine timing. And timing is where your frustration begins, because you feel ready and he feels drawn, but something still lingers, someone still lingers, and you wonder why. She is not there because she is stronger than you. She is not there because she is more loved, more chosen, or more destined. She is not there because he prefers her. She is there because there are lessons being completed, cycles being broken, emotional debts being settled, and spiritual ties being cut. She remains because I am allowing truth to surface in him, truth he could not face before, truth he avoided for too long. He is confronting parts of himself he kept hidden, wounds he ignored, fears he never admitted. She remains for now not because she is meant to stay, but because she represents a chapter he must close correctly, fully, cleanly, completely, so that nothing from the old season contaminates the new one I am building for him with you. You look at the situation and ask, if he really wanted a future with me, wouldn't he already have walked away from her? But hear me, desire alone does not break patterns. Attraction alone does not birth transformation. Even love alone does not dissolve fear. What he feels for you is powerful, but what he feels in his old environment is familiar. Familiarity can chain a person even when their future is calling loudly. I am teaching him to choose destiny over comfort, calling over habit, alignment over attachment. This takes time, not because he doubts you, but because he is learning who he truly is when he is not pretending, not settling, not hiding, not pleasing others at the cost of his own peace. Do not misinterpret the delay. I am detoxing him from emotional noise, from old expectations, from situations that feed his guilt, not his growth. He does want a future with you. He imagines it more often than you know. He thinks about conversations that have not happened yet, moments you have not lived yet, and life you have not shared yet. But he is also learning courage, courage to make a choice that will disappoint someone else, courage to walk away from something that has history but no destiny, courage to choose truth over illusion. I am making him strong enough to stand beside you, not as someone who still carries the residue of the past, but as someone fully prepared, fully free, fully committed. You, too, are being shaped in this waiting. You think this delay is only about him, but heaven is refining you as well. I am stretching your trust, deepening your intuition, strengthening your discernment, teaching you to hear my voice above your fears. I am pulling insecurity out of you, showing you your worth, reminding you that you are not competing with anyone. You do not need to fear losing what I am preparing for you. You do not need to rush what I have ordained. You do not need to compare yourself to someone who is part of a chapter that is ending. I am teaching you to stand firm, to know your value, to understand the difference between being chosen by a person and being aligned by destiny. What is aligned cannot be stolen. What is meant cannot be blocked. What is divine cannot be dismantled. You ask, then why isn't she gone yet? And I tell you this, because every exit must be complete, and I do not deal in half-finished endings. If she left prematurely, he would not understand why he needed to let go. He would not face the truth about himself. He would not confront the consequences of his past choices. He would simply repeat cycles with someone else because he would not see the pattern he keeps creating. I am making him see. I am making him awaken. I am making him choose with clarity. Not with impulse. Not with guilt. Not with confusion. I am clearing out the residue of emotional debts. I am breaking soul ties that were never meant to last. I am revealing to him what real connection feels like, what real peace feels like, what real partnership feels like, and that revelation leads him back to you again and again. You have wondered if you misunderstood the connection. You haven't. You have wondered if you should walk away. Not yet. You have wondered if he only wants you temporarily. He doesn't. He sees a future even if he cannot articulate it yet. I am not asking you to chase him. I am not asking you to wait helplessly. I am asking you to stand in your worth and let me do what you cannot. This is not your battle. This is mine. This is not your burden. This is my work. This is not your test. This is his journey toward you. The day will come when she is gone, not because you demanded it, not because he was forced, but because the season has ended and the purpose has been fulfilled. She will step out of the picture because she no longer fits the story I am writing. You will not need to fight for him. You will not need to convince him. You will not need to prove yourself. When the heart is healed and the soul is ready, the person who is meant for you does not hesitate. He is becoming that person. Slowly, quietly, imperfectly, but undeniably. His spirit is shifting. His perspective is clearing. His attachment to the past is cracking. His feelings for you are deepening even in the silence. Every moment you do not see movement, I am moving. Every moment you feel nothing changing, I am changing everything. Every moment you think he is stuck, he is actually shedding an old version of himself. Every moment you doubt, heaven is working in the unseen. Do not fear her presence. It is temporary. It is instructional. It is purposeful. But it is not permanent. You are not the substitute. You are not the backup. You are not the second option. You are the destiny connection I prepared long before he even recognized what he was missing. When the chapter closes, it will close completely. When he chooses you, he will choose you entirely. When the future begins, it will unfold more beautifully than you expect. And when it does, you will understand why I made you wait, why I didn't remove her immediately, and why I needed to prepare both of you first. You will see that nothing was delayed, everything was being aligned. You will see that you were not waiting on him, you were waiting on the timing I designed. And in that moment, you will finally say, God, you were right. You were working even when I couldn't see it. And God says this to you now, you feel the tension in the air because what was hidden is rising to the surface, and what was quiet is starting to make noise. You sense change approaching even before it becomes visible, and that is not imagination, that is spiritual intuition. I am letting you feel the shift before you see it, because I want you prepared, not surprised. Your heart has been carrying questions that have no answers yet, emotions that feel too heavy to hold alone, and expectations that sometimes hurt more than they help. I see all of that, and I am not ignoring you. I am not distant. I am not silent because I don't care. I am silent because I am working in places you cannot enter and influencing hearts you cannot reach. You think he is delaying, but he is evolving. You think he is confused, but he is awakening. You think he is blind, but his eyes are opening slowly, steadily, painfully, because truth is not always gentle. Truth often breaks before it rebuilds. He is reaching a point where pretending no longer works, where old patterns feel suffocating, where staying where he is feels wrong even when leaving seems difficult. This pressure he's feeling is not from you. It is from me. I am stirring his spirit, disturbing his comfort, dismantling his illusions, and revealing the reality of the connection he has with you. She still stands in his life not because she belongs there, but because I am allowing him to confront what he has been avoiding. He used to bury emotions, but now they rise. He used to ignore red flags, but now they glare. He used to settle for good enough, but now it feels empty, hollow, disconnected. This is what happens when someone's spirit begins to outgrow their environment. Everything that once felt tolerable becomes overwhelming. I am forcing him to see the difference between being attached and being aligned, between being loyal and being trapped, between having history and having a future. And every one of these realizations pushes him closer to you. I know you wonder why you have to witness this slow unraveling. I know you ask why you must feel his pull toward you and his hesitation all at the same time. It is because I am showing you what chosen truly means. Not chosen because it is easy. Not chosen because it is convenient. Chosen because it is destined. Chosen connections go through a refining fire. They require patience, trust, spiritual maturity, and emotional endurance. The bond between you is not ordinary, and that is why the process is not quick. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And you ask, why can't she simply let go? But she holds on because she senses the shift too. She feels him slipping. She feels the bond growing thinner. She may not understand the full truth, but her spirit knows something is changing. Sometimes people cling hardest when they already know they are losing what was never truly theirs. She may try to hold tighter. She may try to fix what cannot be repaired. She may use history, guilt, or emotional pressure to keep him in place. But understand this, nothing she does can stop what I have ordained. Her resistance is not a threat to you, it is a confirmation of what is ending. The more she tries to keep him, the more uncomfortable he becomes. The more she pushes, the more he withdraws internally. The more she tries to hold the connection together, the more he recognizes it has already ended spiritually. This is the stage before separation, the stage where one person is fighting for what is fading, while the other is awakening to what is calling them forward. He is not confused about you. He is conflicted about leaving what he once thought was secure. And that conflict is not a sign of love for her, it is a sign of the weight of history. People struggle to leave what they have known, not because it is right, but because change feels frightening. He is wrestling with old comfort versus new calling. And calling always wins, because comfort has no power against destiny. There are moments when he imagines himself free from the situation he is in now, and your face is the calm he sees on the other side. He thinks about conversations with you that feel easy, safe, real. He thinks about how you understand him in ways he doesn't have to explain. He thinks about the peace you carry, the clarity you offer, the connection that feels natural instead of forced. And every time he feels that, he knows deep down he cannot stay where he is forever. His heart is already halfway out the door, even if his body has not yet moved. You are not watching a man who is choosing someone else. You are watching a man who is slowly choosing himself for the first time. And when he chooses himself, he chooses you, because you are aligned with the healed version of him, not with the broken one he is shedding. This journey is not easy for you, and I know that. There are days when you feel strong and understanding, and days when you feel tired of waiting, tired of guessing, tired of hoping. But notice this, even on the days when you feel done, something in your spirit says, hold on just a little longer. That is not attachment, that is divine intuition. That is the knowledge that this story is not finished, that this connection has not reached its final chapter, that something is coming even if you cannot see it yet. The waiting is not a punishment. The waiting is a protection. If I gave him to you before he healed, before he understood, before he grew, he would bring confusion into your life. He would carry old wounds into new moments. He would love you, but inconsistently. He would be present, but divided. He would show up, but not fully. That is not the future I want for you. You have prayed for a love that is whole, stable, honest, loyal, and complete. And for that prayer to be fulfilled, he must become the version of himself capable of offering those things. So I am removing distractions from his heart. I am loosening old soul ties. I am revealing truths he didn't want to see. I am giving him dreams, thoughts, signs, moments of clarity that pull him toward you even when he tries to resist. I am collapsing the old foundation so he has no choice but to rebuild on something real. And when she leaves, because she will, it will not be chaos that causes her exit. It will be clarity. The door will close in a way that leaves no confusion, no guilt, no returning. It will end because the season is complete. It will end because it cannot survive the light of truth. And you will not have to fight for that ending. You will not have to interfere. You will not have to force anything. It is unraveling on its own, exactly as I planned. And when the time comes, you will feel the shift before he even speaks. You will feel him choosing you not with words, but with energy, with presence, with consistency. His actions will change. His communication will deepen. His heart will open. And when he arrives, truly arrives, he will not be divided. He will not be hesitant. He will not be torn. He will not be conflicted. He will be sure. And God says to you now, do not be deceived by what you see on the surface, because the surface is the last place where truth becomes visible. Everything real happens first in the unseen. Hearts shift quietly. Loyalties dissolve silently. Attachments weaken internally long before the world notices. The change you have been praying for is already happening, but it is happening inside him, in places neither you nor she can reach. His spirit is being rewired. His values are being recalibrated. His vision is being corrected. He is stepping out of illusions he lived in for too long, illusions that made him believe comfort was the same as connection, that history was the same as destiny, that familiarity was the same as love. She still stands in his life only because he is finishing the last layer of that illusion. And you ask, how long will this take? But the real question is not how long, it's how complete. Because partial endings are dangerous. Incomplete detachment leads to cycles that repeat. And I will not let him repeat this cycle with you. I will not allow you to inherit old pain, old patterns, old wounds, or old attachments. You are not a replacement. You are not an escape. You are not an alternative. You are the future I have ordained for him, and anything that leads him to you must be purified on the way there. He thinks he can manage both worlds for a while, but the weight is already becoming unbearable. The confusion he once buried is now crashing into his clarity. The obligations he once carried without question now feel heavy and unnecessary. The conversations he once tolerated now feel empty and forced. The connection he once maintained out of habit now feels spiritually disconnected. This is what happens when someone outgrows a season. Everything in that season begins to feel too small. He feels it. She senses it. And you perceive it. He is not avoiding the truth. He is wrestling with it. And that wrestling is part of his awakening. He knows something in his life is ending, but he is still learning how to release it without guilt. He knows something in his life is calling him forward, but he is still gathering the courage to answer. He knows you are different. He knows the connection with you is deeper, purer, more peaceful, more aligned with who he is becoming. But he also knows that to walk toward you, he must walk away from someone else, and that is the part he struggles with. But understand this, his struggle is temporary. His transition is inevitable. His clarity is rising. His emotional ties to her are dissolving strand by strand. Even if he does not say a word, the distance is forming. Even if he tries to stay the same, he feels the shift within himself. Even if he pretends to maintain normalcy, something inside him is breaking free. I am loosening every bond that no longer serves him. I am weakening every attachment that was built on fear instead of truth. I am closing every door that blocks his growth, and she is one of those doors. She may try harder now than before. She may attempt to fix, to restore, to persuade, to recapture what they once had. But no matter what she does, she cannot repair something I have already called finished. I do not end seasons abruptly, but once I declare them closed, nothing can reopen them. What she is fighting to keep no longer belongs to her spiritually. He is not hers, he is only staying where he is until the final thread snaps. And that thread is fraying quickly. You, on the other hand, are being shaped for what is coming. The longing you feel, the tension you carry, the sense of spiritual anticipation that refuses to leave, that is all preparation. I am aligning your emotions so you can handle the future I am building. I am strengthening your heart so you do not collapse under the weight of destiny. I am teaching you patience, not because I want you to wait indefinitely, but because I want you to enter love with wisdom, not desperation, with grounding, not fear, with confidence, not comparison. There is a moment coming, a moment he will reach with complete clarity, when he will look at his life and realize that one chapter is over. It will not be a dramatic explosion. It will not be an impulsive decision. It will be a shift in his soul so undeniable that he cannot stay another moment where he is. You will not cause this moment. She will not cause it. I will. And when it happens, he will step away with peace, not chaos. He will walk out with understanding, not confusion. He will detach fully, not partially. And when he does, he will no longer be divided. His heart will no longer be torn. His mind will no longer be split between two worlds. He will choose you, not out of desire alone, but out of certainty. Not out of longing alone, but out of alignment. Not out of emotion alone, but out of revelation. He will choose you because I designed him to walk toward your energy, your spirit, your destiny. And once he sees that clearly, the choice will not be difficult. It will be natural. It will be inevitable. I know you feel like you are watching someone slowly awaken, and you are. Awakening is not instant. But he is rising. His spirit is stirring. His eyes are opening. His heart is shifting. And she is fading from his life slowly, quietly, unavoidably. You are not waiting for him, you are waiting for divine timing. And divine timing is wrapping up the last unfinished details right now. And God says this as the final whisper into your spirit: the ending you have been waiting for is already written, and the beginning you long for is already unfolding. What feels uncertain to you is already settled in heaven. What feels delayed on earth is already completed in the unseen. Nothing is out of order. Nothing is off track. Nothing is slipping away from you. I have aligned everything perfectly, even the parts you do not understand yet. You have asked me again and again, why can't he see what I see? Why can't he move the way my heart is ready for? Why can't he let go if he knows he wants a future with me? And I say to you, because he is standing at the edge of the greatest transition of his life, and the closer he gets to that edge, the more the enemy tries to pull him backward. The resistance you sense is spiritual, not emotional. The delays you feel are strategic, not accidental. Every force that once kept him comfortable is now trying to keep him contained. That is why the tension feels stronger now, because his breakthrough is near. He is awakening in layers. The first layer was awareness, the realization that what he has been living in is not fulfilling. The second layer was longing, the recognition that he wants more, needs more, deserves more. The third layer is courage, and that is the layer he is stepping into now. Courage is not loud. It starts as a whisper inside him, a whisper telling him that change is no longer optional. A whisper telling him that the life he has imagined with you is real. A whisper telling him that he cannot build the future he desires while holding on to what was never meant to stay. This whisper is growing louder every day. And she feels it more than anyone. That is why she clings, why she questions, why she tries. She is responding to a shift she cannot see but can sense. Her fear is proof of the change approaching. Her efforts reveal the instability that already exists. She stands where she stands because she feels something slipping through her fingers. But hear me clearly, she is not losing something that belongs to her. She is watching something return to its rightful alignment. You are not the disruptor. You are the destiny. And destiny always calls louder than history. You are not tearing anything apart, truth is. You are not breaking anything, growth is. You are not replacing anyone, alignment is rearranging everything that is out of order. And I know the hardest part for you has not been waiting for him, it has been watching him struggle between two worlds. Watching him want you but hesitate. Watching him feel deeply but move slowly. Watching him remember you in moments he cannot hide, then return to a situation that keeps him spiritually disconnected. You have questioned yourself because of this. You have wondered if you deserve better. You have wondered if he will ever choose fully. You have wondered if you misread everything. Let me settle that once and for all, you did not misread anything. You felt what you felt because the connection is real. You saw possibility because I placed it there. You sensed a future because it exists. But I will not allow him to enter that future half awake. I will not allow him to enter your life carrying emotional residue that will hurt you. I will not allow him to choose you while still tied to something he has not healed from. You have prayed for a love that is whole, and I have listened. That is why I have slowed him down, not to frustrate you, but to protect the both of you. He is shedding the last pieces of who he used to be, and every piece he releases brings him closer to the man he must become for you. You are not receiving the old version of him. You are receiving the man he grows into when the last tie breaks, when the last illusion collapses, when the last fear dissolves. That version of him is worth waiting for, and that version of him is almost here. You will not have to question his intentions. You will not have to doubt his loyalty. You will not have to compete with anyone. You will not have to analyze mixed signals. When he arrives, he will arrive with clarity. He will speak with certainty. He will show up with consistency. He will choose you openly, wholeheartedly, without a shadow of hesitation. His pursuit will be intentional. His love will be steady. His presence will be undeniable. You will recognize immediately that he is not the man who once struggled. He will be the man who finally understood, finally grew, finally became ready. And when she exits, because she will, it will not be dramatic. It will be final. It will be peaceful. It will be clear. It will be a closing that frees both of them, not one that creates lingering shadows. And once that door closes, it will stay closed forever. There will be no returning, no confusion, no relinging of what I dissolved. Because I am not just shifting his life, I am cleansing it. You, too, will feel the shift. Not just in him, but in yourself. The anxiety you've carried will loosen. The heaviness will lift. The fear of loss will disappear. You will wake up one day soon with a peace you cannot explain, before anything even happens physically. That peace will be your sign, the sign that my timing has finished its work, the sign that his spirit is aligned with yours, the sign that the moment you have been praying for is now within reach. And when he finally steps toward you with nothing holding him back, everything will make sense. Every tear, every uncertainty, every delay, every prayer you whispered alone. You will look back and say, "Now I see why it had to happen this way. Now I see what you were doing all along. Now I see that nothing was ever late, everything was being prepared." Your story is not ending in confusion. It is ending in alignment. It is ending in clarity. It is ending in fulfillment. The future you feel in your spirit is real. He wants it. You want it. And I have written it. Let the final threads break. Let the last chapter close. A new one is already waiting for both of you.